jump into we have a new digital catalog, a real online interactive experience, and she's going to walk you through it right now.
Yes, so this is our new interactive catalog, which is a digital flip book. And I'm clicking into it right now so you can see this is our new catalog for the year. And what's really great because we have so many collections and categories, it makes it a lot easier. You can kind of just hover your mouse over any collection that you'd like to go to and click blonde, for example, and it will take you right to the collection, making it super easy. And one thing that we did that a lot of customers have been asking for a while is labeling all of our lifestyle beauty shots. So this picture on the left, if you guys are ever interested, hey, what are the products they use to style this photo? You'll see all these plus signs and you can click into it and learn more about what that piece is, what the item number is, and all of that fun stuff. The other thing that we're doing is we've linked every single item. So if you hover over something like this riser, for example, and click go to website, it will actually take you to the link of that riser on our website where you can learn more. You can figure all of the product details out. You can check out the dimensions, the care and use. You can also add to inquiry or ask a question or share on your social media pages. So, just a really great interactive catalog that we're really excited about. You can also download it as just a regular PDF. And again, you can share on socials or email a customer a link to the exact page you want them to check out. So, it's just a really, really fun tool.
Awesome, Mayor. Thank you. If you also, by the way, hopefully you've got copies of this, the hard copy. We would love for you to have these. This is a fun catalog. We say, every time you hand this to a customer, someone's going to buy something, and a lot of people will buy a lot of something. So you are welcome to order right from our website, catalogs, hard copies, throw them in your trunk, hand them out as you're, walking down the street, wherever you're doing, working with customers. So order as many as you want. We're happy to share them with you. A new feature that a lot of our customers have been really excited about is you can now track your order directly from our website. You do not have to call in anymore and say, hey, what's happening with this PO? You can simply go to our website. Top right there is track your order. And Mary's going to walk us through one right now. So if you just have your PO number and your ship to zip code, then you simply type those right in from our website. And Mary's typing one in now. And then you can find, we're going to submit it. This was an order that shipped in March. So here's all the various items. Here's the quantities that you ordered. Here's what we shipped. There's tracking right on there, the date it shipped, etc. So we're giving you a lot of information without having to call in anymore. Hopefully this makes your life and your team's life easier. It's been received really well. So it's a new feature to support you. Next on the website is also samples. So we love to say samples equal sales. We want you to have things in your hands. And we always love talking through various situations with you, but melamine, certain things, we know people want to see these things. So you can go right to our website. You just click through this little type form. You can start right there. Mary's kind of giving you a quick example. And then you can just add in a little bit of your info. Who are you? What's the sample? Where's it going? Who's it for? All those things. And then we'll send you a confirmation on the process and when it's shipping out. And one of your regionals might get in touch with you as well to talk through the opportunity. So we want you to have samples as well. Know that you can do that just by going to our website. Awesome, Mayor. Calmil's a little bit unique compared to a lot of other people in our space in that we are the true manufacturer. You might know this, but when we ship an order out to you, we're shipping it from Oceanside, California, which is just outside of San Diego. But we're making almost everything in this big catalog down in Tijuana, Mexico. So we have about 175 team members down there, 4 different manufacturing plants making all the things you see in the catalog and that you're ordering for your customers. And that's pretty cool because number one, if you ever run into a situation where you've got a hard need by date and there's a product that's back ordered, you can simply call your regional sales manager and say, hey, any chance, or your rep, and say, any chance you can move this up? And oftentimes we can move things around because we are the manufacturer. The other cool thing about this is our ability to do custom. So Mary's going to go to the next slide. We're going to show you, where do we thrive? What materials do we produce in? These are our areas of core competency. Certainly plastics. That's how we began 59 years ago, was in plastics. Melamine. We now own a melamine plant down in Tijuana and are producing down there, which has been an incredible gift for us as melamine sales keep going through the roof. Stainless steel. Certainly wire. We do tons of wire work, as you've seen in our catalog. Plenty of wood, and then a lot of what we do is mixed materials. It's a little bit of metal and a little bit of plastic and a little bit of wood all mixed in. We're going to show you now just a custom process. If you haven't done custom with us, it's one of our favorite things to do. And truly, all of us are quoting some version of custom every single day. We can usually have you a quote in 24 to 48 hours. Lead time is anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. We can do a rendering if it's a larger opportunity. They need to see something digitally ahead of time. Certainly drawings and exclusive product lines for you. And oftentimes there's no minimum. Certain things where there's a mold involved, it makes sense to do a minimum something, but oftentimes we'll do one each. We're going to show you some examples. Here's a fun utensil holder we did on the left. Someone had a custom Pantone red color they wanted us to use, so we did the top and the base in that. Again, we would do that for one each if you wanted. What happens is if we quote you in one, that maybe is, I don't know, $500. If we quote you 100 of them, it might be $350. So we'll pass along those savings for you. In the middle there, if you ate at Buca di Beppo for Valentine's Day, you had a heart-shaped piece of lasagna that was cut by one of Calmil's heart-shaped cutters right there. So that's just a rendering we gave to the customer ahead of time before they ordered a sample. And then on the right there was a custom gray color that we did for a customer where I live, Ophelia's here in Denver. They liked the particular piece we had, but they wanted a different color. So we sourced that material and were able to do that. Next, here's a fun one. This is for a convenience store chain. They wanted custom bakery cases. We sell a lot of bakery cases, and thank you guys for your continued support. So this was a custom one they wanted that was 4 tiers high, that was custom colors and needed to fit that opening dimension in that island. So we did various versions of those all over the country. A really another fun one. So just really the sky's the limit in terms of custom. This was a fun one. Many of you have eaten at a Chipotle. Well, this is a project we did with a customer here in Denver. And we designed this with them. So they put their napkin holders underneath there, and then they organize all their Tabascos on the top of that. So that's why it's kind of broken up that way. So here's a rendering we did with them. Then the next page is a drawing. So it shows all the dimensions they were ordering, where all the holes are to drill into the counter, all those various things. So again, you wouldn't think of us in that world, but we do tons of stuff because it's a material that we thrive in. In terms of more custom and design, I talked about melamine. We have the ability to do custom melamine for you. This is a picture of our friend Caroline. Caroline works from our team. She's out of the UK and she's an artist. So a lot of our new collections that you see, there's Botanica on the right. She just designs herself. She watercolors. We turn into a digital image and then a decal on a plate. So if you need to, and you've got an Italian customer and they've got 10 locations, let's say Italian restaurant, and they want their own, olive branches or whatever it is, some version Italian theme for them, we're happy to design that for them and they can have their own look that's completely unique to them. So feel free to utilize our team for that. This is our product development team. Calmil is so trend forward. We came out with, we're going to sneak peek over 420 items this year for you. And the reason is because of this crew. So you've got Victor, Mary, of course, who's on the call, Caroline, who I just introduced, Karen, who's our trendologist, and Corey as well. So they all come together, spot trends to develop all these various products, keep things fresh. We want you to get to be a consultant for your customers. And the way you do that is bringing in new ideas that they haven't seen. And that's all coming to you from many of our product development team, which is really fun. In terms of our categories, where do we thrive? Certainly bakery cases. This category has been growing for us. We have over 100 bakery cases now, from a simple clear acrylic to beautiful stainless steel and wood and oaks and things like that. Certainly beverage and serving carts. We continue to grow in that area, in beautiful different nesting tables and serving carts. Beverage dispensers is a core one for us. This is one where we thrive with you all, and we continue to grow in this area. Lots of round beverage dispensers we introduced last year. Bread displays, so holding various bread displays, cake stands, of course, bakery cases, cereal dispensers, and chafers and chafer alternatives. We're going to show you a few new things in that world as well that we introduced this year. Certainly cold concept, holding cold, which tons of people do on buffets. Lots of trays, dome covers for cake stands, sheet pans, etc. Cutting boards, lots of cutting boards that we're doing. Ice housings and ice carving. You can see right there, there's our fun new Renew collection Mary's going to talk about. Pitchers and drip trays. We have lots of new polycarbonate pitchers for you all this year. Plenty of risers, which always come in usually in versions of 3 different heights to give you elevation. Room service trays, things like that, and lots of table signage. our newest category, of course, is melamine. This is one that is growing really dramatically for us. I think partially it's because we offer a melamine that's an elevated experience. We want it to feel like dinner, like real China, because of the product development team to create new, unique, fresh looks that are really kind of unique to Calmil with that Southern California vibe, and because we're making this in Mexico. So speed is another reason why melamine continues to grow. In terms of collections, now remember, in the catalog, you can search for things by category, which we just talked about, or collection. A collection is a vibe of products, a bunch of different functional pieces that all look similar, that have a similar theme. So here you've got blonde on the left, which is our maple wood, kind of that light wood, along with white powder-coated metal, kind of feels like Apple Store. Aspen has been another great one in the last 2 years. This kind of see-through, kind of clear gray, which you can see a brushed gray. Madeira historically is one of our top most popular collections, kind of that rustic collection. People still order that like crazy. It's great. Madison there on the right, which is a mixture of kind of this industrial wire mixed with bamboo, which is really fun. Newport, bottom left, which I think would be great for many of you in the worlds that you live in, which is this very coastal vibe, very beachy, coastal, whitewashed kind of pine that we're doing. Heritage is that kind of old school cigar bar Marriott look, that dark wood oak, which has been a great collection for us. Monterey is a little bit of wood, that Madeira wood, and then white and black. Bamboo, of course, which was really one of our first collections we launched in 2006, is still thriving for us. Another fun one. And then I think we're going, there we go. And then we're going to get into new products, of which there's an abundance this year. And we're going to have Mary take over. Mary, all you.
Thank you. Yeah, so this year we were so excited to launch over 420 new products. So our largest launch to date and our largest catalog to date at 432 pages. So it's a big one. We've got plenty available to ship. Like Jason mentioned earlier, on our website under catalogs, you can just click a link, put your info in, and we'll ship you catalogs to your home, to your showrooms, wherever you'd like them. So definitely request those, because like Jason mentioned, as soon as someone has them in their hand, they're going to buy something. So as far as buffet collections, we launched 5 new buffet collections, and really all of these give you a totally different look and feel. We've got tons of different price points here, lots of different materials. So I'll kind of go into them here in the next few slides. The first collection that we launched was inspired by modern luxury, just really classic and timeless investment pieces. This was our vision board for the collection. You can see in the middle in that chair, the upside down V design. Our designer was just obsessed with that and was like, how can we take this design and put it into a collection? So you'll see on the next slide here that we launched our Sydney collection. And I've circled it here, but you can see that upside down V design on the side of the merchandiser there. So we were so excited to include that because we just think it's such a beautiful, timeless design. And so this collection is made out of true American walnut wood and also oak wood. So you can get it in either finish. And it's just really beautiful, super high end. And people are just really loving it so far when they've seen it at some of the smaller regional shows we've showcased it. But we'll also have a really massive display at NRA with these products, so make sure to come by our booth to check it out. And the collection is modular. So if you check out this really quick video, you can see so many different boxes and risers and pieces fit within each other. So it's a great collection for any of your customers that want to customize their displays. And then it's 10 pages in our catalog. So it is our largest collection introduction of the year. And you can see we also did some organic serving boards. We did some beautiful cake pedestals. So there's just so many products in the collection, and we'll likely continue to expand. The next collection was inspired by modern minimalism. This is our Juno collection. So very different than the last one I showed you. This is made of all white metal. We just had so many requests from people really just wanting a sleek all white look. And it can be all laid out together like this one, or it can be mixed and matched with so many of our other collections. We partnered with a local caterer, 24 Carats. They're amazing, and they helped style our beauty shots for the collection. You can see on this page that our new Hudson melamine platters pair so perfectly with a lot of the risers in the collection. So it's just a really nice match there. We also took some of the pieces that we've had for years from our 1x1 collection in black that have been so classic and timeless, and we made them in white for this collection. And so you'll see a lot of those open frame pieces, whether it's for induction or alternative shaper or risers. So there's a lot of really great pieces there. And then on this side, you can see some of the unique pieces we've added. On the left, we added a really cool, super modern beverage dispenser. And then to the right of that, there's a two-tiered merchandiser. A lot of people have really been loving merchandisers these days for, right by the cash register for snacks and things like that. So it's just been a great seller for us. And then bakery cases, Jason mentioned, we have a black version of this called our Monterey bakery case, and it's one of our top sellers. So we did it in white for this collection. So a lot of great pieces. And this was our second largest collection launch. The next collection we launched was inspired by sustainability. So we really do a lot of sustainable practices in our factory, but we wanted to take it a step further. So we looked into a material and found a material that looks like real wood, but it's actually made from upcycled rice hulls. So you take the outside layer of a grain of rice, and typically it just gets tossed away and thrown out. So what we did is we decided to take that material, compress it, and it turns into something that you can make products out of, but it looks like real wood. And the great thing is that it has the strength and durability beyond real wood, and it's also water resistant. So it's a really exciting collection for us, and this is it. It's called Renew. You can see the risers and the beverage dispenser base and the bakery case base. It's all made out of that rice hull material. And so it's 100% sustainable, and it's just a really nice neutral look. And you could stain it if you wanted, but we just really love the look of the neutral pieces. It takes up 3 pages in our catalog, so you can see all 3 of those pages here. Some fun pieces. We definitely wanted to do some serving boards. I know a lot of people want to be able to throw them in a dishwasher. You can up to a certain temperature. And then just some really fun pieces in the collection. We're excited to see how this goes. And a lot of customers, I know you guys work with a lot of Compass accounts and various other customers that are really asking for sustainability right now. So this is just a really great way to have something for them in that category. We've also got marketing material that goes along with this that you can send your customers and say, hey, here's the collection, and then here's all the details on the sustainability. The other collection that we launched this year is our Onyx collection. We did the all white metal collection, which was Juno, and then we were like, let's do an all black metal collection. So this is Onyx. Very excited about this one. It's just really traditional and timeless and can be mixed and matched with anything. It was inspired by our mid-century collection, which has rounded corners on all of the pieces. So we did the same thing here. And again, just being all metal, it's super durable. It has a nice matte finish, keeping it really modern. And then you can see on the beauty shot here on the left that we've paired it with some really nice large bowls and platters and melamine that we've recently come out with. The other thing that we did is our classic collection, which is just ABS plastic, is one of our top selling collections, and it sells everywhere to different chains and different C-stores and things like that. So we decided to expand upon the collection this year and add some more modernized pieces. You can see at the top with some rounded corners and some unique hotel and room setups for coffee and some new ice housings and things of that nature. And then we wanted to take it a step further. And so we launched our classic collection in white. And it's really beautiful. Again, it's that ABS plastic, but from a distance, it really looks like white metal. So it just has a really stunning, sleek, and minimalistic look, but it's super durable and at a great price point. So some really nice pieces. And again, all of these will be at NRA. So if you'll be at the show, come check them out in person and just see how great the quality is. The other thing that we expanded upon, and this is something we do with a lot of the Compass accounts that you guys work with, is our tables. Our nesting tables have been super popular over the last few years, ever since we launched them. So we decided to add to that and create new solutions. So the one here on the left is really great. You can see that it's slanted with this crate system on these two shelves, and it has that pole in the back, so you can really adjust the slant and lay it flat or have it slightly slanted or have it really slanted. Really great for bottles of water, bottles of wine, snacks, whatever you'd like to display in there. The table in the middle is a smaller table than the nesting tables that we originally launched. So it's just a smaller size that's really great for those convenience stores. And it has a really cool new added shelf that you can order and pop on. And it's just a slanted shelf that has really great space for additional snacks in the front. And then on the right, you can see in that Sydney collection that I showed you in the beginning, we launched a really nice kind of a tableside cart for tableside guacamole, any of those fun things that restaurants are doing. And then melamine, Jason mentioned it's been a really big category for us that's new, and we're really excited about this. We launched 6 new collections in melamine. The 3 at the top you can see are all kind of a design forward, trend forward look. And then the 3 on the bottom are kind of your basic, typical whiteware that we knew we needed to come out with a solution for. So we're really excited to be rounding out our melamine. The first collection is Nomi. This was an Asian-inspired collection that has texture to it. Really beautiful. We will have samples at the show, and we're just really excited about this one. All the pieces you would need for an Asian concept were included here in this collection. The next one is our hand-thrown collection that has a really nice matte finish to it and a subtle wobble, just like hand-thrown pottery. This is available in black and also a cream ivory. And this is really great for dinnerware, but we've also got large bowls and platters for catering as well, and they're super stunning. And then our Oslo collection, we think this one will be such a great hit. There's a lot of pieces in this collection that so many people have been asking us for, the coupe style bowl, the little cup that can be a fry holder. Just all of these shapes here have been highly requested. We're doing this one in a matte black, a ivory, and a bright white. And then the whiteware, we did a square collection, which we just knew would be a hit with so many different cafes that have asked for square dinnerware from us. We also launched the narrow rim collection. This is really great for so many different facilities that are used to doing narrow rim china, but they want something more durable and melamine, and ours is premium, so you really can't tell the difference in a lot of cases. And then another category that we've expanded to are our induction pots, and I'll just play this quick clip showing Corey from our team opening, pulling out the food pan and showing that the lid can stay propped open. This is really great. These are induction ready Schaefer pots. We have a lot of induction units that we sell as well that are really beautiful, and now you can buy the pot to go on them as well. These come in a matte black finish or a stainless steel finish, and then you can add the extra water pans and pots that we sell. And that's it for all of our new product launches. Questions or comments, throw them in the comment box, and Jason and I or any of our team will be able to jump in and answer those. We appreciate your partnership, and I know we've got 3 more minutes, so we can definitely open it up for any of those questions.
So related to John Booz, and I'll do just a short amount of history. Founded in 1887, so the company has been in existence for many, many years. The focus for most of that time, or a considerable amount of the time, was on the wood side of things. And I'm sure most of you are aware of our wood products such as cutting boards, tables, things like that. But it was founded by, Conrad Booz and named after his son, John. As a matter of fact, our VP of sales is actually 5th generation tied to the purchase of this company. His name is Ted Gravenhorst, so he's still involved in the business. So different wood products that we have from a standpoint of anything from work tables to baker's tables, There's a number of items or whatever that we do on the wood side of things, and we do a tremendous amount of business on that side. But back in 1965, we were working with Kroger's grocery stores, and they asked us, they were purchasing a lot of our wood products, and they asked if we could dabble on the stainless steel side. So we created, in 1965, we created the first stainless steel table. By 1980, we had purchased some additional equipment, and we're doing a considerable amount of business on the stainless side. More or less, or whatever kind of gives you an idea, in the early 1900s, the pulley systems, things like that. And actually, on the right-hand side, it more or less up until 2011, that was our plant. So this is our plant today. If you look on the left-hand side, it's a 130,000 square foot wood facility that just does nothing but wood products. On the right-hand side is now a 240,000 square foot facility for stainless steel. We also have a facility out in Sparks, Nevada, which is much smaller, probably about 50,000 square feet, that handles a lot of the West Coast business that we do. Back short time ago, 2023 January, we added a 90,000 square foot addition, which we were at 150,000 at that point. So this is basically when we took over that building. As you can see, looks like a dance hall. This is within weeks of having that facility in our possession and ready to go. And as you can see, it's we really needed to expand. And there's some other production area behind this, but we have a tremendous amount of inventory. So we've increased our business exponentially on the stainless side. So we've had to invest in a lot of new equipment that assists us, obviously, in enabling us to be able to provide the equipment in a timely manner. So this is one of the items that we have, and like I said, we have a number of products, but this is one, gives you kind of a brief idea. All this does is bend for the edges for our units. As you can see, we used to have someone who would use a manual press brake that would do this. And as you could imagine, it would take considerably longer for someone to move the piece of steel, move it back and forth into position, and create this. So we could do this in a matter of seconds. So it really has helped us as far as the volume of products that we produce. Stainless steel. So for those of you that aren't tremendously familiar with stainless steel, there's a number of different gauges of it, thicknesses. There's 20 gauge. There's actually even 22 gauge. We don't use anything beyond 18 gauge as far as that, or higher gauge than that. 18 gauge is more or less, beyond that is kind of like aluminum foil. 20 and 22, it's a little bit thicker than aluminum foil. So that would tend to be on our economy side, our buyout side. We don't really do much as far as producing using 18 gauge in the US. We normally go with 16 or 14 gauge, which is more restaurant series or industrial. From a standpoint of stainless steel, it more or less we typically use 300 to 304 series stainless, which is non-corrosive, and 430 occasionally is more magnetic and allows us on doors and things like that we require for a magnet. But more or less, and maybe some side panels, but for the most part, we use 300 to 304 series stainless. Treatment edges. So in a nutshell, with edges, if you look at a table or something like that, if you pull up a catalog for any of our competitors, some of them use bullnose edges, up at the top left, marine edges, raised V edges, or straight edges. We use a stallion edge. That's our preferred edge that we use. It's kind of, it's for John Booz. If you look, the main reason we do this is because if you look at it, first of all, it abuts up against another 90-degree piece, much easier, or a flat surface. And also the curve down at the bottom. If you do get any kind of water dripping over the edge, it tends to drip down and under the unit as opposed to out into the aisle. We can do any of those other edges, by the way. So if you have something that you require a bullnose or something like that, we're capable of it. This is some of the products that we produce, and there's just so many of them, but it gives you kind of a basic idea of what we have: underbar equipment, for work tables, you know, you name it. These are some of the items, more or less. This would be a cart has an adjustable height. Just some examples of the products that we produce. Down below would be an ice bin on the bottom left. In the middle, this is a mat washing station, and it's kind of a unique item. But I live in the Northeast in the Boston area, and in the wintertime, it's always nice to go to a restaurant and see somebody hosing down dirty mats in the parking lot in the freezing cold. And so it's a good product to have or whatever, but it's obviously it's a spec item for a lot of times when you're putting it into a job. Okay, as far as the bottom, that's an expediting table, which is more or less, it has a Hatco heater on there. It comes as is. It's in our flyer as well. But as far as, you know, prep work, things like that, it's a great piece. It was designed by actually one of our reps for a job, and we have sold quite a few of these. This one here is a mobile busing cart. So let's say you have in a school or a hotel, anywhere, you could take this out into an area, bus all the products that you want to bring in, and you can actually use it in tandem with the dish machine, kind of put it in as an L and load the dish machine from that. And down below, this is just more or less of a work table with sink with a wood top on it as well. So you can get it as a just stainless top. Okay, some of the types of products, buyout or sourced products, more or less, you know, those are all 18 gauge. And those are, you know, for budget conscious and, you know, everybody, I think at this point in time, obviously price is a big factor, but a lot of times with 18 gauge, it has its pluses and its minuses. Obviously, it's less expensive, but not as heavy duty as some of the other products, 16 or 14 gauge. So the other thing about these types of products, most of these would be considered flyer products. We put out a flyer quarterly, and they all have a suffix of -X, okay? And even if you went into auto quotes, you would oftentimes see two products, one just as standard model number and one with a -X after it. All that simply means is flyer items, there's no modifications available for them. So if you want to purchase a table, but you want to make a difference in the dimensions of it, want to cut it a little shorter or make it a little longer, flyer items are not, you're not able to do those in modification. Some of the other products pieces we import or US manufactured, we do some flyer items in 16 or 14 gauge. As you could see here, we have a 3-compartment sink with drain boards. We have available, and obviously as a buyout item, or we make them in-house. We also do a lot of custom, and that's become more or less of our largest growing segment. All right. So it's something where we take an existing product and customize it in some way, shape, or form. As you can see here with this sink portion, and we've got the work top up above. So this would be something that we would take an existing product and modify it or make it from scratch. Okay, and again, we do a lot on the way of it. We call it, some are semi-custom. This would kind of be a semi-custom unit, and we do everything from UL work tables, which I'll address going forward, which are more or less made from scratch. Okay, we're known for, you know, really some of our core items. Work tables is one of them. You know, we have them available in 18 gauge, but also these types would be available in 14 or 16 gauge. Could get them with or without the backsplash in the back. One of the things that makes us unique is the strength of our units. And the reason being is because if you look at this, what we typically do is anything over 30 inches in width, we use these channels, and these are full channels. They're not just a piece of metal bent. Okay, so these are welded on here, and actually we put one in the center to give you additional strength on the units. Can also we do a triple box frame, which we would do all the way along. And whether or not you have the gussets would actually be welded, the pieces that the legs go into would actually be welded to these channels. And one of the things that we have available, a lot of times people, if they really want a super strong piece, and oftentimes we can do either a knockdown version, which would be, it would just come in a box, and you would put the legs in, use set screws to put them in, and that would be a knockdown version. We also can do a welded version, which we literally will weld the legs in place. So it would ship as a whole table because it's already, and that would really enable you to have a very strong unit. So it varies. We're getting more and more of people requesting a welded setup just because, they don't have to tighten the screws periodically. They don't have to, and it does give it a little more strength. What I was showing you before about a mat washing station, we also have janitor cabinets. Oftentimes in a kitchen, or what people fail to realize is, if you've got a mop sink or something like that, you have to have some sort of enclosure. And the health departments have become more and more stringent about enclosing a mop sink just because of, the odor and sanitation and things like that. So this is a great alternative in that it's all stainless, easily cleanable. But somewhere along the line, you've got to put some sort of enclosure around it. So although they are not inexpensive, they are a great alternative, and we're selling more and more of them. On the right-hand side, as I showed you earlier, is just a mat washing station. So you can literally hang your mats inside, hose them down, and obviously you've got a sink down below so the water will drain right through there. But again, much more sanitary and easily cleanable. Okay, so custom side of things. So this is a piece that is in our factory, or was in our factory. So as you can see, it's some of the characteristics of it's 44 feet long. There was 2,800 feet of wiring used, 2 3-phase load centers on it. So it's big, and it's shipped in 9 pieces. So it was quite a project. And what we ended up doing often with all of our UL units, which we refer to them as, all of these units, we would supply you with really a tremendous set of instructions related to how to interconnect them. We give you all the electrical characteristics and everything. It's a book. And let me tell you something, the person that does these UL units, or his team, I should say, they write comparable to any tech writer I've ever encountered. So this more or less just gives you an idea of some of the complexities of the controls that we've had to deal with and do have to deal with. And as you can see, all of those we're more than capable of doing. So we use a plug and play system because oftentimes if somebody has to repair a unit, or if you just have to assemble it, you want to be able to make it as easy as possible. With our UL units, there's not a lot of requirements on the electrician side of things other than to connect power to the main load centers. But typically we've had contracting people that have just been able to interconnect, and we make it as foolproof as possible. But I guess there's always a possibility. But these color coded, all the wires are coded. So even if somebody has to go in and troubleshoot after the fact, we make it very, very easy for them to do that. This is one of the reasons, on the left-hand side, you'll see as far as our load centers are concerned, we use only copper. And we do that for a reason, and one of the reasons is aluminum is the other alternative, and this is one that we were asked to actually not build, but come in and see if we could correct it. We were contacted just because of the fact that all of these aluminum contacts and everything else were all oxidized and destroyed after a few years. So these are some of the, we can do low-tech custom items, or we can do high-tech. Up in the top left corner is a chef table that we've created that was requested for us. But we could do the same thing if somebody wants just a very, very cost-effective alternative. We can do the one in the bottom right-hand corner. So this is just some of the custom items that we've created. This was for a job named Forest Glen. And as you can see, this is in the midst of getting it put together. This is what it looks like after installation. So it's very attractive looking unit and honestly very effective. Good piece of equipment. Okay, this is another one for Hofbrauhaus in the Chicagoland area. So this is again another piece that we were in the process of building, took some pictures of, and this is the end result after installation. So again, quite a piece of equipment. And we do these consistently. This has become a very large segment of our business, is the custom. We refer to that as kind of custom. Underbar, a couple of years ago, we always had underbar equipment, but we introduced a new lineup of it. Just made it a little more ergonomically functional, and from a standpoint, we allow it everything. It can be interconnected and legs removed, all 18 gauge, all 300 series stainless. We've consistently been adding to it, but adding to the lineup. But from a standpoint of, it just makes it, all the holes are pre-drilled on the sides, even for inserts for if you need a speed rail or something like that, down in the bottom left-hand corner, the inserts are already pre-drilled, and all you have to do is, if you get a speed rail, is unscrew these inserts, drop the speed rail on, screw them back in. The only thing that we don't allow you to take the legs off would be ice bins, only because of the weight. But it shows you here or whatever. And the backsplashes, all line up, 1 1/4 backsplashes, all the drains line up. So, and again, all 300 series stainless. We don't use any galvanized or, plastic feet or anything like that. So it's a good line, and we have really advanced with this. Just more or less gives you an idea of some of the items that we have available. We also have a mixology station as well, which we introduced not that long ago. So doing business with John Boos. Typically, a lot of people obviously order, flyer products, things like that. But frequently people do projects with us. As I said, we're increasing with that. So right now, quotes are roughly about 6 to 7 business days. It depends on the type of quote. It depends on how quickly you need it. Oftentimes we have someone who says, look, I need this within a couple of days, and we're able to kind of move things around frequently to be able to get quotes done quicker. From a standpoint of drawings, because oftentimes these projects need drawings as well, it's 3 to 4 business days. And again, we've had those as low as, 1 to 2 business days, and quotes within a day or two. So it just depends. Right now, we're super busy. So that's where we're at. Production lead times typically start from when the drawings are done, they're reviewed and signed off by the customer. Okay, current lead times, flyer items, a lot of times 3 to 5 business days, because we have a tremendous amount of product in stock on all levels, but underbar, we have a lot of product in stock. Standard manufacturing products, work tables, wall shelves. Right now, we're running about 2 weeks. But we can, sorry about that. We can do it in, like I said, it varies. Some of the sinks and things like that. Again, 6 weeks, but it varies between typically 4 and 6 weeks.
What does that say?
I'm
Or
sorry?
shipping master records to create cannot continue.
I'm sorry?
I don't know why I would do that.
I don't know either. I've never seen that.
What happened?
Can
Okay. All right.
everyone make sure that you're muted, please?
And though, and UL pre-wired units, right now they're running at about 6 to 8 weeks. So those would take a little bit longer, obviously, because of the intricacies of them. Very simple. John Booz makes it very simple to do business with us. If you need a quote, let's say somebody says, yeah, I'd like you to quote this, restaurant or school or whatever. All you would have to do is send your request to quotes@johnbooz.com. Approval of the quotes and request. Once we get approval of the quote, we automatically request drawings. We assign a project manager to it. It's a pretty seamless process. You receive the drawings, approve them, and then the lead time begins. And as soon as those drawings are approved, we have an accelerator that puts it automatically into production. So even if the order's not entered immediately, it still automatically has a slot in production. So we make it, again, pretty easy to do business. Listen, I appreciate your time. I'm sorry I had a glitch getting on here. And this is the end of my presentation. And that's my dog, Bella. So, and she eats a lot. So just no pressure. No pressure on you at all. Okay. All right.
Sounds good. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Betsy.
Appreciate your time. Thank you very much.